This is the plaintiff, Michael Showell. He says he bought a Land Rover from the defendant, agreed to pay it off over time, and the sneaky guy sold it out from under him to someone else, and now he won't give him back his money. He doesn't know how the defendant thinks he's actually going to get away with stealing from him like that, but maybe the guy has gone crazy or something. He's suing for $1,400, the amount of his deposit. This is the defendant, Angelo DiGiovanni. He says the plaintiff gave him a deposit on a truck and then never gave him any more money. He's a patient man who waited for 3 months, but the guy never made any more payments. He told the plaintiff he couldn't wait any longer and was unable to continue to hold the truck on his lot for him. Well, he's sorry, but that's how the world works. You pay, you get. You don't pay, you don't get. He's accused of selling out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff bought a Land Rover from the defendant, plunked down some money, and says the guy turned around and sold it to somebody else. But the defendant says the plaintiff flaked out in the balance. So tough is the case of the seller with a roving eye.
Michael Showell?
Yes.
You are suing Angelo DiGiovanni for $1,400 that you paid in a deposit on a car you were going to buy from him and then didn't end up buying. Tell me what happened.
Yes, I answered an ad on Craigslist and searched around. I came across his number. And
what kind of car was he selling?
He was a Land Rover.
What year?
2003.
Okay.
And
how much was he selling it for?
$5,200.
Okay.
You know, I got receipts and everything. So we talked briefly and this and that back and forth, and we agreed to meet. And I came out to meet him. And I made sure we met in a public area, and he agreed to. And we pretty much exchanged paperwork, signed papers.
Okay, do you have the papers you signed?
Yes, that's me.
May I see them?
Yes.
Give me the originals, not copies. Do you have the original? Do you have the original?
No, ma'am.
Do you have the original?
Yes.
You don't have anything?
It's over a year ago.
No,
I have it.
I filed in a timely manner.
No. That's fine. That's timely. But you don't have you kept his $1,400. You didn't keep the contract.
Well, I got that.
I know you got it. I'm asking a question. Let me work here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So go on.
All right. So we you know, I don't know if we gave each other the pound or shook hands, and we exchanged. And before I exchanged that check to him. And, before that, he asked me to pay the cash option or the check. I said, well, we're going to do your own check, a certified check.
Just hold on a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Including a check.
A copy.
Oh, that's a copy. Okay, good. This is it. I, Michael Showell, given $1,400 down payment on Land Rover SUV for some $5,200. And in an event I take longer than usual, I will pay $300.
Extra.
Extra $300 too long. But we'll try to rid balance ASAP. For real? This is your contract?
No, it's more. Well, it's more.
No, I read the whole thing. There's more.
He signed something else in there, as you see.
Received $1,400 for deposit on 2003 Land Rover Freelander black, balance due $3,850 from Mike Showell, 300 extra if takes longer. Okay, gentlemen, anything else by way of what some would call a contract and some would call a joke? Okay, so then what happened?
So before I gave him the check, I warned him. I said, I do clinical research.
It takes longer than what?
We never...
Neither of you set a time period?
No.
He had told me
Is it any wonder that you guys are here? He had told you what?
2 to 4 weeks. He said he was...
If he told you 2 to 4 weeks, why wouldn't you put in there a date that was 2 to 4 weeks later?
Right.
Why would you put something like, if he takes longer than usual, which sounds like he might not come up with the money, then you get $300, but not too long, and I'll try my best to get rid of it. What is that? That's not a contract. It's you needing those $1,400 and being willing to sign something that's ridiculous. It has no time limit on it. It's crazy. Okay, and what did you say about trials?
I said I do that on the side for my money, so...
You do what?
Clinical research.
Meaning what?
Let me break it down to you. It's like you go in... It's like you go in,
And they inject you with stuff?
There you go, and take pills. That was my side hustle while I do my intern.
Wait, that's the side? What's your real job?
Unpaid internship.
Unpaid internship doing what?
Computers.
Oh my gosh, and you're a test subject? That's...
So no time period on when the money has to be turned over. Do you have to, is it an enforceable deal?
I don't think so. I mean, there's no written down.
But it doesn't have to be written down, but it's an important term. Is it enforceable or not?
I wouldn't say that it's enforceable if they haven't.
Then that would be a no.
No.
Perfect. Going inside the courtroom.
What kind of stuff were they giving you?
Let's say they might do a study dealing with Alzheimer, and they give you a pill, take this pill, swallow it, let me check your mouth and everything, and you do it, and you stay in the house for 2 weeks, you leave with a couple grand. But what happened with me, I wasn't making...
Aren't you scared?
No, I'm not.
But how come?
I just,
You just trust them? God
I
knows
don't
what
trust
they're
them,
giving.
but they give you the paperwork, but still, it's like I'm not going to do it forever. It's just to take care of things,
Can't you rely on traditional methods of raising income that involve using your body with it?
I mean, you could, but it's just college kids and other people do it.
Okay, fascinating. Why did you sign this? Why wouldn't you, if there was a 2 to 4 week time period he needed? Did you ever tell him 2 to 4 weeks?
No, I said roughly, I said like a month and a half.
Okay, and if it was a month and a half, why did you sign this? Why didn't you just put month and a half or 2 to 4 weeks or whatever it is you say that?
He seemed like a very nice guy, so I was in no rush at the time to sell the vehicle. I was patient, and I thought that he would come back with the balance.
And then how long did you wait?
I waited till the end of the summer, which was approximately 3 months.
And then what happened?
We kept in touch. We called each other. He would call me, and he kept telling me he was working on getting the balance. And I never received any additional money.
And then what?
I told him I couldn't wait any longer. I said, I need to sell the vehicle. And he asked me for his deposit back, and I said, absolutely not. I could have sold the vehicle 5 times. I removed it off Craigslist for him because he said he wanted it, and he never came back to pick it up.
If you told him month and a half, and it was 3 months later when he sold it, why would you get your deposit back?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
No, what happened was, it was like a month and 2 weeks. Because in August, he's like, hey, Mike, you got to hurry up,
And you had given him the money June 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you sell it?
Go
ahead.
When actually I called him, like, I'm going to say August, middle of August. He's like, hey, because he told me hurry up, and then he said, you ain't got long. Then turn around, he said he traded it in. So
When did he say that?
About August 18th, I'm going to say.
Is that accurate?
I had plans to trade it in, but I did not trade it in, ma'am.
But did you tell him you had traded it in?
I said I was going to, but I never did.
Right. Okay. So you gave him the month and a half?
I gave him...
Not 3 months.
I gave him, well, it was June.
Right.
It was the end of August, or it was at the end of August, and I said to him, I can't wait any longer. I thought I was being very patient. And he had told me, that he would have the balance in 2 to 4 weeks. And
when you said, I've been patient, I can't wait any longer, did you tell him, come up with the money, I'll give you till Saturday, or did you give him like another deadline, or no?
No, ma'am.
He just told you, I don't have it?
I just said, if you don't have the balance, I'm going to go ahead and sell it. And he said, okay, well then do what you have to do.
And did he tell you, but I want my money back?
Yes.
Okay. And go ahead.
I never agreed on do you have to do. Why would I didn't say that. I didn't.
Okay. No, you wanted the car.
I wanted the car, but hey, I was like...
Yeah, but how long do you expect the guy to wait? I mean, I understand that this is kind of a fuzzy contract, but how long is too long? What if it was 10 years later?
Oh, well, that's way too long.
Yeah, but what is way too long? That's the question.
Right. But when I met this guy, he was like, hey, I'm going to Pennsylvania as we speak to get a motorcycle. He said, if the deal go through, you can get your money back. He did say that. I remember that. And then after the deal was made...
Wait, that's not in the contract.
No,
Yeah, if you just change your mind 3 months later, you can't come up with the money, I'll give you your money back. Oh, funny, I don't see any of that in either one of these papers.
Right, it was verbal. But I did give him a check.
Watch this. Did you tell him you give him his deposit back if it didn't work out?
Absolutely not. There's no 30-day money back guarantee.
If you want a money back deposit, you really should be putting it in the writing, because that probably didn't happen. I'm toying between shoving this down your throat, since you write, if it takes longer than usual, I will pay an extra $300.
That was his idea.
But
man.
I don't care. You signed it. Why don't you just say you've got 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? June 7th, July 7th, August 7th. So it's already 2 months and change, according to your testimony, which is more than the month and a half that you'd originally told them you thought it would take. Didn't you have any jobs in the summer? I mean, clinical trial jobs.
That what happened was I wasn't making the cut. They have a panel. You got to make the cut to get chosen to get.
And you weren't making the cut. Why? That's curious.
Because I was.
Because you seem to be willing to do anything. You're very.
Because I was taking something else to get my weight down, and that was affecting me of getting in, and that's what was doing it. A pill that you took and made you step all night. I was steady getting my weight down, and that's what stopped me from getting in those, and I stopped taking.
What's wrong with you? How many things you could put in your body? Oh my gosh! So you're taking this stuff, you have no idea how it's going to react with whatever weight loss medication. You perfectly fit and trim. I don't understand what you're.
I was just trying to make pounds.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen
Yes.
to me. Lay off the pills. Stop buying stuff you can't afford. And stop entering into commitments, however fuzzy they are,
Yes.
that are beyond where you can go. I mean, even by your own testimony, it's killing me because I really like you. But I mean, this is ridiculous. You should never sign a contract that says this. You need to have a time limitation. This is insanity. But even so, now my job is to figure out what's a reasonable time. And so there's two ways, I guess, I could do that. One is what's reasonable objectively. But objectively, this is so stupid that I can't even make you objective people. So I can't really go by objectives. So I've got to kind of go in your brains. What was like the understanding you two had? And by your own testimony, it was a month and a half. And August, by your own testimony, is a month longer than that because it's June 7th to August 7th. And you said it was middle of August. So, you know, it was a couple weeks after even you had said that. And at that point, when he said, look, I can't wait anymore, even in August, you weren't ready to buy it. And so that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to go by your own words. What'd you end up doing with it?
I winded up selling it, but I didn't trade it in. I sold it.
And how much did you sell it for?
$3,000.
So
a
you
much
took-
lower price.
Right. Right. What's the Blue Book value on it?
It was probably about what he was willing to pay.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's always something you should do when you're buying a used car. All right. My verdict in this case is for the defendant based on the reasons I just explained.
And so let's find out what the plaintiff thought when you heard the judge say decision for the defendant.
You know, she went off what I said, and pretty much I thought it was covered up with the paperwork and everything.
That contract was so obscure; it had no details in it.
Yeah,
it didn't have the time in there.
No, it was straight point blank to the point.
You know, who would make up a contract or sign one like that? Were you suffering some kind of side effect from a clinical trial when you signed that thing or something?
Both of us on the rush that day that happened.
All right. So okay, well, all right. Head right down there, around the corner there, and
Thank you.
let's see what the defendant has to say about winning this case. You come on in here again, right next to me, right here. Also, the same thing. I mean, that was an insane contract with no details in it for timing.
I was trying to be a nice guy. I was trying to be patient. That's why I didn't put a time frame on it. But I'm happy with the judge's decision.
Okay, Harvey.
You don't have to have a lawyer to write a contract for you always, but you do have to think through the essential terms.